Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center, site of tonight's exciting Women's Division I matchup between the Grand Valley State Lakers and your Maryville Saints. Welcome into the Maryville Saints pregame show. I'm Todd Panula, flying solo here tonight as the Lakers take on the Saints in the Lou Fuse pregame show. We're going to talk about what to expect in tonight's matchup between these two teams as Maryville tries to get back on the right foot and Grand Valley tries to get on the foot at all, as it's been kind of a slow start for the Lakers this season. Let's start with the home team as Maryville comes in with a 500 record. They are 3-3-1. But on home ice, they're 1-1-1. So that is definitely something that they're going to look to try to change coming into tonight's matchup. They're playing a team that has not gotten off to a very good start at all. So picking up a victory and defending the home ice is going to be paramount for your Maryville Saints if they want to get off to a rather good start, definitely this weekend, and also springboarding themselves to the later stages of this first semester, because as time rolls on, there's really not a whole lot of time left in this first semester. You eventually get the holiday break and everything. Then there's long stretches without hockey. And right now you need to start to buckle down and pick up victories. And that's what the Saints are going to look for here tonight. Their opponent, Grand Valley State, they come in winless on the season. They are 0-6 after a tough 5-1 loss to McKendree at McKendree last night. So they could potentially have bus legs. They could potentially be fatigued from last night's matchup. They don't have quite as many players as Maryville. They're not quite as deep. So this is definitely a team that Maryville can try to take advantage of. As Maryville looks to get a victory, let's talk about their starting goaltender in Sawyer Duncan. She comes into tonight with some decent statistics, a record of 3-1-1, so she's taken some of the blemishes so far this year, but that save percentage looking pretty high. She'd like to get perhaps a shutout here tonight, but the victory is obviously more paramount than keeping the goose egg. If you can get that, it's just icing on the cake. Let's take a look at the starters for tonight. As we already discussed, it is going to be Sawyer Duncan in between the pipes. Guarding her up on the blue line is going to be Morgan McGowan. She won't be wearing number 92. She's going to be number 16, as they're going to have a pink at the rink game here tonight. Joining her on defense is going to be Paige Dawson. Up on the forward line, it is going to be that top line with Sydney Poisson on left wing, Ellie Rutherford in between the middle, and Anna Kahlhammer on right wing. And that should be a relatively potent offense. You see the rest of the starters there for Maryville. As they roll four lines, they're going to try to wear out the Lakers here this evening, and we'll see whether or not they can pick up their fourth victory of the year. That'll wrap it up for your Lou Fuse pregame show. We'll be back in just a minute with the puck drop between the Lakers and the Saints here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
This is my calling, where I was always meant to be. And everything I've worked for, everything my team has worked for, every practice, every drill has led me here. When the lights go up and we hit that ice, it's all about that one perfect moment. Because this is our calling.
And welcome back. They've gathered at center ice, and we're underway. Maryville wins the draw. The puck comes over here towards the near side, but instead it's the Lakers taking possession. Just a quick update. This is not an excuse. I try not to make excuses, but Grand Valley, I've already noticed several players who are not listed on the roster, either on their team website or the ACHA website. So we'll do our best to kind of get you updated to those players as we go along. Maryville dumps it in on the far side. Lakers reverse back over towards the near wing as it's sent around the boards by Gerwitz. Once again, Maryville wearing their home white jerseys, trimmed in pink as it's pink in the rink night. Once again, raising awareness for breast cancer. Saints regain control of the puck in the offensive zone. St. Louis goes into the bumper position, trying to get a pass, but there's too many bodies in front. Long shot from the left side point is turned away. Now the spin shot comes in from Brooks, and that hits the sidewall over on the far side. Lakers try to get it out, unsuccessful. St. Louis with a little bit of a move, trying to find possession in behind the net. It comes back out in front. Here's Gerwitz with a wrister, and that's knocked away. Olmsted turns around with it. Lakers just try to clear it out, get themselves a little bit of breathing room, as Ortiz was the one to clear the zone initially. Saints do a good job of stealing that puck. Now here's Gerwitz with a wrister again, deflected and just wide of the far post. Stepping up is Stelzer. Check that, it was actually Emily Toole. Once again, trying to get used to some of these numbers that are going to be a little bit different here tonight. Just for an example, Sophie Brennan, who is coming back on the back check. She's wearing number 12 as opposed to her normal 21. On the puck, though, is O'Leary. She tries to stretch it out. That was almost picked off. O'Leary bumped off the puck. Sprott gives it up, and now here's a stick save made by Duncan. She turns away the first shot she faces. Riva chops it down into the corner. Sasek sets it up. She tries to backhand one in on the short side post. Duncan says no. Lakers back on their heels again. Driving into the zone. Cooper digs in on the wall, forgets about the puck. That gains a round of applause from the Saints faithful here. Some of the men's team players have shown up supporting this Maryville hockey program. A long shot in and a bouncer. That one stopped by Hunley. He was able to pin it up against the body. We've seen this ice at various times be rather active. Sometimes that can be beneficial, sometimes detrimental. Almost the latter there for the Lakers. Still scoreless, though. 3:25 into the period. Saints drop it in and just quickly sent back out. Here's Lefebvre. She centers, and on the back check, Saints take control. Lefebvre able to body check that puck loose. Schultz was calling for it. Ortiz in the long shot. That's off the crossbar. Duncan didn't know where it was. She sticks that one away from Olmsted. We checked that. It was Braschwitz with the shot. Dug out of the skates. Saints look to send it over the line. They get it over the blue line. Collision here on the near side. That's actually won by Callhammer. Callhammer not the tallest in stature, but showing some sturdy skating legs there and shrugging off that check. Now Cooper spins around, but the puck was stuck right on the blue line. Gerwitz stick handles through the neutral zone and wraps one around. Chasing it down on the far side is St. Louis. She's able to outmuscle her opponent. Pops one loose over here to the near side. Gerwitz tries one on the short side, and it's turned away. Good opportunity there for the Saints. Not a bad idea to just kind of pop one towards goal and hack and whack at the rebound. Morris settles into the face-off circle. Cooper tries to track it down in the corner. Ends up sliding over to the far wing. Outstretched pass. Here comes Brauschwitz trying to cut back through the middle. She was looking for McAllen. That pass was not quite on. Saints have it in behind the net. Kelso hits the brakes. Slammed off the end wall. Out of the reach of Gurwitz, but she chases it down here on the near side. O'Leary was trying to get into the zone, but Schultz ran a little bit of interference. Not anything that needed to be penalized, just kind of kept that skate out there, and that forced a little bit of an alternative move. A little bit of a chop show over in front of the Grand Valley bench. Try to dig that puck loose. Lakers come out with it. Cross ice, and then they reverse. Schultz hits the brakes. Fans on the clearance, but then losing her twig was O'Leary. Grand Valley cannot clear again. O'Leary gets to it in the middle, and it just wouldn't settle down. Would have been difficult anyway, given the fact that she would have been on her backhand. No icings. They wave it off. Sprott able to get there first. A little bit of physicality below the goal line. That gets a round of applause from the Maryville fans. And that rolled over the stick. Shot never got in on target. Here's Sprott. Avoids the poke check. To the dot. Into the slot. Shot. Right pad save. Maryville trying to counterattack. And it's just dumped in as they will head off on a change. Closing in on 7 minutes played. Lefebvre gets it out of her zone, but not much further. Schultz is on it now. On the forecheck comes Cooper. Rink wide, dangerous pass. Grand Valley gets away with it. Otherwise, if that was intercepted, it would have been a good chance to charge into the zone for McGowan. Loose at center after it ping-ponged back and forth. Duncan leaves it for McGowan. She stretches it up the zone. Scooped up by Callhammer, but then intercepted. Lefebvre has it on the circle. Drops it back to Riva at the point. Lefebvre was spun around. Maryville able to scoop it up. Riva puts it into the slot. Rubs him. Couldn't quite get the handle in the middle. Here comes Callhammer. Goes to the forehand. Shot on. Glove save. So the Saints will have an offensive zone faceoff with 12:06 to go in the first. Glove down after the Lakers got possession off the draw. A bouncer down behind the net. Centering pass, Callhammer. The shot, score! Callhammer running the screen in front. Getting the shot away from the other side was Ellie Rutherford. And the Saints take a 1-0 lead. So Ellie Rutherford gets the goal at 8:07. And the Saints have struck first, which was definitely something that they were looking to do. Saints fans know all too well, if they pay attention to some of the post-game press conferences that we bring you on social media. Coach Tommy Lang had some rather pointed words after last weekend's disappointing results. Maryville lost 2-0 and then tied 3-3 to Miami of Ohio. This one set in from the near side. Another glove stop by Hundley. But Coach Lang was talking about, it wasn't even necessarily the scores that upset him, but it was more the effort. And that was pinpointed by a slightly diminished roster in that Saturday game. Interestingly, that one was the one that they tied, or Sunday game, I should say. So just under a week ago. But he wasn't necessarily overly happy with the performance of some of his players and the want to, if you use a coaching term. But they've got off to a good start here this evening. This one's popped just wide. Another centering pass. That one went off the side of the cage, and now that springs the Saints on the attack. Here comes O'Leary. She's got O'Brien going to the middle, and a good back check by the Lakers to thwart that attack. O'Leary scrapes it out of the corner. Centering pass, and that one's turned away again, but not cleared out. McGowan with the shot. That's turned away. Here's Stelzer. She tries a backhander and scoops it away from the net. Lakers able to get it up to the line. Ooh, they say it crossed. Very close. It's a nice little soccer move over there to keep it in almost. But we'll give the benefit of the doubt to the official. He's right on the line. We're more at an angle in our broadcast position. 1-0 Saints on an Ellie Rutherford goal. Halfway through the period. Lakers trying to send it out. Lefebvre gets it up to the line, but no further again. Whack towards goal, and getting a paddle to it was Hundley. Three Lakers there. They're unable to clear. Second attempt, they get it out. Sent right back in. Back and forth we go. Everybody just trying to either clear or send it into the zone. There's not too much possession going on for either team. Quick forecheck put on by the Saints after they got some fresh skaters out there. Lakers were able to just pass it around Poisson. Too many P's there. Here comes Callhammer from the near side and shoots wide. Poisson gets to it on the far side half wall. Dug off the corner boards. Poisson got a stick to it. Kelso was backing up, so that one still squirted out of the zone and popped over into the bench. So we got a stoppage in play with 8:50 to go in the first. Shots are 7-3 in favor of the Saints. Gerwitz slips one up the near side boards. Gets caught up in the skates of the linesman after it was turned around by Callhammer. Good step up initially. Second attempt by McCallan. She's able to lift one in. Blaschwitz joins her on the forecheck. Riva was a step too slow getting to the blue line, so the Saints send it out. Poisson comes in on the forecheck. Again, that puck pops up into the air. Poisson now picks it up just south of center. Comes over here to the near side for Brooks. She's going to drag it all the way around. Around the world we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Brooks gives it off to Kelsel. Down low to Morris. Reverses into the corner. Reverse pass this time to St. Louis. All sorts of missed up today. Loose puck off the wall. Blaschwitz steps up. Intercepted by St. Louis. Here's Brooks on the puck. Centering pass. Oh, and they shoot wide. Fantastic opportunity there for Furbett. She came up on the backdoor play. Just didn't have that stick angled quite correctly. O'Brien circles back. Saints are changing. Furbett puts it wide, but stick comes out from the goaltender. O'Leary has it poke checked away. Slap shot from Dawson. That misses everything. Sasek is able to muscle O'Brien away from that puck. Saints dig in behind the net. Picked up by Sprott. Up the wall. Sasek leaves it. Sprott lost it at the line. There's a stick right up in the face of O'Leary. I guess it never made contact because the whistle's just for an offside call with 6:40 to go in the first. And the face-off won by Grand Valley. Again, shorthanded. They have more players than I initially thought they would based on their roster on their website. McGowan couldn't find the hold. Here's Lefebvre from the circle, centers, and a good defensive stick. Dumped in by the Lakers. They head off on a change. Saints trying to catch them. Here's McGowan. She's got space on the right-hand side. Going to take it all the way around. A good centering feed. Nobody home in the middle for Maryville. They had an intended target, obviously, but just couldn't connect on that pass. Poisson able to poke check that loose. Now she puts it off the goaltender. Rebound, they score! Rutherford with number 2. Rutherford crashing the net after Poisson jammed one hard off the right pad. And the Saints have doubled their lead. Rutherford now has 6 goals on the season. Morris carries on around for the Saints, trying to get it back to the point, but a stick got in the way. Saints have control. Brooks leaves it. St. Louis back to the left side point. Kelsel to Gerwitz. She has to just bang it into the corner. Riva intercepted momentarily. Now St. Louis got it to the forehand, but no shooting lane available. Sprott, good poke check there from Gerwitz. Little drag coming up from Sasek. Still lost it at center, though. Brooks steps up, trying to get it over that blue line, and O'Leary does. She's slowed up by Sasek, regains the puck in the corner. Centering feed, and a good save made on a shot from Brennan. Back to center. Gerwitz with the interception as that puck was coming up towards the blue line. She stick handles around the defender, looking to get it into the middle. It was knocked away. Set back around. Saints doing a good job putting on the pressure here. A step up from Toole comes up empty, though. Gerwitz has to come back. Plays it hard off the window. Schultz is looking in for Lefebvre, but she would have been offside. O'Leary got it on the skate, but hit kind of a rut in the process. Schultz drops it. That was intercepted by a back-checking O'Leary. She comes in on her off wing. That was deflected up and over the goal. Goes off the end wall. Sidestepping Stelzer. Rink wide they go. Trying to get it to Schultz. She was bodied off the puck. 3:10 to go here in the first. Nab carries up. She was looking for Argyropoulos. Lakers come the other way, skating over center. Dumped in by Rubsum. Nav just pops it out off the dashers. Far enough, though, for a change. Ortiz carries over the red line. Stick handles over the far wing. Over the blue line. That one goes off a defender's skate. Roswich with a shot. That was blocked by Dawson. Roswich gets it back. Riva set up at the point. Pass never got there. And a penalty's coming up. McAllen was taken down. A little too much force, and they're actually going to call a cross-check. I think that's one of those that the referee saw it out of the corner of his eye, and I don't doubt that it was a penalty, as it will go against Morgan McGowan. But I don't really think it was cross-checking. I'd have to see it again. But it looked like McGowan two-hand shoved her, and the stick wasn't really in both hands. But, I mean, we're hemming and hawing over a definitional problem. It was probably a penalty. So the first power play of the game goes the way of Grand Valley. Slap shot from the blue line goes wide, as that had some steam behind it. Sasek carries from the corner, drops it off. Roswich gives it over. Straightaway point. Now Lefebvre on the near circle. 25 seconds are gone. Sprott gave it over to Lefebvre outside the circle, looking to put it into the mixer. Sasek had a stick there, but could only put it wide. Sprott again winds up, slap shot, turned away by Duncan, and her teammates are able to clear it out. 1:35 to go in the period, 1:15 in the power play. That was one of those things that Coach Lang wanted to focus on, was special teams. Obviously, you never want to take a penalty on purpose just to prove a point, but if they could kill this off. Oh, a big save there by Duncan as she went from the post to the middle after a fantastic move by Marley Sprott. Almost tied things up, or cut the lead in half. Here's Sasek from the blue line, comes up north. Schultz puts it towards goal. Stick save made by Duncan. She sprawls out and covers it up. Those are always nervy moments for any goaltender. When you see that puck on the edge of the crease, do you dive out after it, potentially put yourself out of position? But Dunk was able to find it in between the trees. And now there's 30 seconds left on the power play. Riva, near side to Rubsum. Quick pass down low. Roschwitz carries back out. Exchanges places. Now long shot in, that's blocked. Toole getting in the way. Carrying it around again. Lakers look for Ortiz. She steps into a high wrister. That's over everything. Callan able to step up. Looking to get it in towards the middle. Instead, she goes all the way out to the blue line. Back to 5-on-5 for the final 15 seconds. McAllen tries to bang one towards goal. They hack and whack at it, and Duncan is able to cover. All of a sudden, the Lakers have flipped the script on the shot battle. It's 11-8 after they trailed 8-7 for quite some time. So they utilized that power play to good effect. But they couldn't put one on the board, although they came relatively close. 7.8 seconds left. Off the draw. Good little fake move by Kelsel. Sends it up the boards. Callhammer's taken down. And that'll do it. First period is in the books. And it was the Ellie Rutherford show. And she scored at 8:07 and 14:35 to give her team a 2-0 lead into the break. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll give you the intermission report. We'll talk about those goals and what to look forward to in the second period. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33? Clouds up, old man. Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next.
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Arco Construction, the design and build people.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Todd Panula along with you here in the Arco Construction Intermission Report. After one period of play, the Maryville Saints lead the Grand Valley Lakers by a score of 2-0. As I said before the break, that first period from the Maryville perspective was pretty much the Ellie Rutherford show. And what was interesting is she didn't have to do a whole lot of stick handling, which is one of her great fortes for this team, is her puck control. But she really didn't have the puck a ton in that first period, but she was where she needed to be in the most opportune times for her team, and that was able to get her on the board. And she started things off relatively early, getting that first goal coming at 8:07. And again, as we take a look here, the Saints were able to pop it back out in front, and it was Rutherford who was able to cash in just inside the slot, kind of towards the left-hand side, over towards that circle. But again, one of their leading scorers, Rutherford, picking up her 5th goal of the year right there. She would get her 6th goal of the game, or excuse me, of the period, of the season. The wheels are falling off here, ladies and gentlemen. Ellie Rutherford would get her 6th of the season later in that period, as she would score one at 14:35. Again, she was in the right place at the right time. A great shot from the right-hand side this time. Rutherford, again, kind of in that middle, that soft area, sometimes hard area in terms of the defenders who are going to put a body on you. But she was able to settle into that quiet space, find a little bit of space, and get herself the 2nd goal of the game for her team and for herself, more importantly. What was interesting about the offensive side of the contest is that Grand Valley State utilized their late period power play to get some offense rolling. They had kind of held suit with Maryville throughout that first period, but they trailed the shot battle up until the end. Shots ended up 11-9 by the end of that first period. But really what matters is the score up on the big board, and that is Maryville having that 2-0 lead. So Coach Lang has got to be pretty happy. His team took up the special teams battle that he wanted them to try to start winning more and more of. They kept them off the board on the penalty kill. We'll see whether or not Maryville gets a power play, and perhaps they can get on the board with that as well. Coming up in the second period for Maryville, I think really they just need to do a lot more of the same. Just kind of keep getting those pucks in deep. Make Grand Valley have to work for everything just to get out of the zone, because as I've mentioned a couple times, not as deep of a bench for the Lakers. Maryville can roll out 4 lines, 3 lines of defensemen, so they're going to have the fresher legs the longer this game goes along. Once you get into the later stages of the second period and into the third period, then you can really utilize that, keep the puck control going, and really wear down this Lakers team, who did play last night, once again, as we mentioned, a 5-1 loss to McHenry, and they are down 2-0 here. So not looking all that great for the Lakers, looking pretty good through 20 minutes for the Saints. That'll wrap it up for your Arco Construction Intermission Report. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop on the second period of play. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience. 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaefer, and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaefer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaefer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
Red Brick Roofing, wherever you live, from Bridgeton to Baldwin, Brentwood to Kirkwood, St. Anne to St. Charles, wherever you live. Hazelwood to Maplewood, the name you know. Red Brick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Red Brick Roofing.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. Whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc, where we treat you right, you'll see. RESPECT, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
LOUFUSC, treat you right for 70. LOUFUSC, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
LOUFUSC, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's two types of drivers out there.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Todd Panula along with you here this evening. Hopefully you're having a pleasant one thus far. If you're a Maryville fan, obviously you're a little bit happier with the proceedings than if you're cheering for the Lakers. Still 40 minutes left to try to figure out what's going on between these two teams. Just a little inside baseball. If anybody hits an odd rut out there, might want to blame the Zamboni driver. Not sure what was going on in between the periods. I kid. It just took a little bit longer than we would normally expect. Scores 2-0. Ellie Rutherford with both goals as they do the final preparations for the ice, drilling the mooring holes. Got to make sure to get all the water out of there. Again, Rutherford scored, as we showed you, back at 8:07. Cashing in on one from the left side of the circle. Second one came off of a rebound. She was in the slot once again, crashing the net after Sydney Poisson banged one hard off the goaltender's pad. We just about got all the snow and water off the ice over here in the left side corner, just off the screen a little bit. Referees took the ice a couple minutes ago, so they were jumping the gun a little bit. Now Hundley comes back out, as does Duncan. They cross paths, and they will take up their spots in between the various pipes. So the locker rooms have emptied. The benches begin to fill. Coaches getting one last opportunity to give some instructions. There was a bit of a collision there between two of the Maryville players right in front of their own bench. This is just an odd evening. It was an odd first period for yours truly. Started kind of messing up some of my words, but hopefully we've got some of that evened out. Now all of a sudden that's translated to some of the players as they took a spill over by the far side door. And again, blame the Zamboni driver. He's in a relatively high position, so he doesn't have to worry about job security. So we can give him a little bit of stick. Saints come right in on the offensive end. Rutherford sets it up, gives it over to the corner and gets the return pass. Sets up behind the net. Centering feed again. Cole Hemmer denied with a great glove save. She almost scooped it into the upper 90, maybe an inch or two higher, and that was in the back of the net. Instead, it ends up as the 8th save of the game for Hunley. Saints win the draw. They look to get some insurance here. Lakers are able to get it up towards center. Hancock dumps it in and then goes in on the forecheck. She's joined by Sasek. Saints able to take control, and now they've got space. It's a 2-on-1. Rutherford able to jab it forward, regains it along the circle, chops it down low, takes the defender out in the process, and then the pass was too high for Poussin to get a stick to. Back out into the neutral zone. Stick handled in by Kelsel. She'll take it all the way over to the far wing, drops it for Poussin, edge of the circle, carries in behind the net. She's got Morris set up on the circle, but then the puck just kind of stuck right there and behind the net and slightly to the side. Kelsel dumps it back into the corner. Lakers take control. They go high off the window. Kelsel gloves it down. Morris swats it over onto the far side. It takes a little roll on the edge of the boards. Brooks taps it. That went off a Grand Valley stick. Lakers cannot clear again. Ortiz got it up the wall, but stepping up with St. Louis. Morris was there, as was Kelsel, and it just trickled over the line. Here's Kelsel looking to put it into the middle. Blocked by Ortiz. Brooks steps up, and that one just rolled over the line again. Kelsel backhands it in, and she'll head off on a change. Brooks in on the forecheck. 2 minutes and change gone here in the second period. St. Louis tried to flip one up the wall, intercepted. Ortiz flops one up the ice. Rubsum gets it into the zone. Stick handles into the backhand, and the shot was blocked. Good recovery there from Toole. Now Grand Valley's put themselves in a world of hurt, stepping up. Here comes St. Louis, and the saucer pass was bouncing too hard to handle. She had Brennan cut into the middle of the net. Back the other way, Rubsum dumps it in. Delayed offside. Saints take control. Nifty little move, and Toole carried it in, but offside with Sophie Brennan. So that'll bring the face-off out into the neutral zone. Saints have had a lot of jump here in the second period thus far. We're closing in on 3 minutes played. Only credited with one shot on goal thus far in this period, but they've had some good zone time. And those passes into the middle, you have to figure eventually they're going to start connecting. O'Brien had her pocket picked by Grand Valley. O'Leary gets it over the line. Grand Valley takes control of it. Schultz is muscled off the puck. Now a shot from the angle. They score! Just able to sneak it on the inside of that post. That cuts the lead in half. So the goal comes at 5:26. Scram with the goal. That gets Grand Valley on the board. So another game goes by, and no shutout for Sawyer Duncan. She still finds her team up by 1. She's had to make more saves than you would figure, given the flow of the game, because most of Grand Valley's chances have been transition plays. It's not as though they've had a lot of zone time, but she still had to make 12 saves thus far. Poisson cut into the zone, just couldn't find the angle to get that back towards the middle. Didn't have a good angle to take a shot. Still put it towards the net. She'll be credited with one. But it wasn't really a good scoring opportunity, given the fact that she was on her backhand for most of that play. Rutherford tracks it down in behind her own net. Leaves it for Gerwitz. She wasn't really expecting it as she was alone on the side of the net. Tap pass finds Rutherford. She has a poke check brought in and offside. Kallhammer was trying to kick it into the zone beforehand, but nevertheless, Rutherford was just a step off. 15:38 left to go in the second. Neutral zone face-off on the near side, just outside the blue line. Hard off the end wall. Saints trying to chase it down. Flipped over to the far corner. Kallhammer unable to hold the zone, but Grand Valley brings it right back in for them. Exit pass intended for Hancock. There were questions about whether or not that would have been icing. The near side linesman briefly put his arm up, but obviously we continue play. A bouncer for Hancock into the middle for Sprott. Good defending by the center, Kayla Morris. Now we've got a player down for Grand Valley here in the near corner. So referee blew the play dead. And Morris is going into the box. So just moments after Kyla Morris had made a really solid defensive play, she finds herself in the sin bin, but she will be matched by Marley Sprott. So matching minors. I believe that the official signaled that it should be 5-on-5, so no harm, no foul. Just 2 minutes off the ice for those two players. Off the draw, Saints are able to pop one out to center. Ortiz gets it for the Lakers. Off the near side wall, trying it for Rubsum. LaFave was there as well, but the Saints take control. And I spoke too soon as it's 4-on-4. And all that for naught because it's offside across the line, and now there's something down on the ice. I don't know what that was. Something with the linesman, I guess a lineup card. As I said, kind of an odd evening thus far here at the Maryville University Hockey Center. I don't believe it's a full moon. Dawson carries in behind her net, hits the brakes a little too soon as LaFave could see it coming. Trying to escape on the near wing. Exit pass. Comes into the zone, and now here's O'Leary from the circle through the wickets, but she was slowed up just enough. Now a centering pass to a wide open McGowan, and she shoots off the left pad. Collected by Brennan. De Gerwitz steps into one. And that's right into the body. Clock is still moving. Finally, they stop it. I don't know if they're going to add that time back on the way things have gone. As of right now, there's 1:04 left in 4-on-4 play. 13:52 left to go in the period. Saints win the faceoff. They've gotten better in the faceoff dot here in the second period. That was one of the things that went well for Grand Valley in the first. They were able to win some faceoffs, thus keeping the puck away from the Saints, at least initially, on some of those offensive zone draws. McAllen brought it across the line. Saints are able to steal it. Now they spring the counter. Here comes Kelsel, and then her shot was easily sticked away. Didn't get too much power in behind that one, but She's a defender, so she's not used to being that close to goal. Still like to see her challenge the goaltender a little bit more. Lakers are able to clear this out. It's fluttering down the ice, and they have to wave it off because it goes off the pad of Sawyer Duncan. Stretch pass finds Poisson. She fends it up north. Return pass. He's able to outmuscle Braschwitz. Tries to cut back into the middle. Rutherford digging at it. Around the world goes Toole. With a slash there. They get away with it. Now Morris slaps it towards goal. That's well wide. Poisson catches up to it. Rutherford sees it. Morris from the corner. Toole was open at the point, but the passing lane was not available. Toole gets to it now as she scrapes it off the wall, steps up a couple strides. Morris, now the shot from Rutherford as she's looking for the hat trick. Scram, able to get it out to center. Dumped back in by Toole. They wave off icing after another odd collision at center ice. Good step up from Gerwitz. Kept it away, but now here's Sprott. She takes a shot, and that one stopped. And now Toole and Sprott getting into it. I would have to figure that, well, we'll just wait and see. Emily Toole sticking up for her goaltender. She didn't really like the way that Sprott slammed on the brakes right in front of Sawyer Duncan. There wasn't any snow really towards the goaltender, but you get that close into the crease and defenders tend to not like that. Sprott stays out on the ice. Toole went off on a change, so that negates that potential scrum. Saints are able to pop it out off the window. Here comes O'Leary from the near hand side. She's going to try to cut through the middle, and the puck just kept on going. Off the defender's skate and diving out to cover it is Hunley with 11:30 to go in the middle frame. Shots are 17-14 in favor of the Saints. They have an offensive zone draw to the far side. 9.5 gone. Our producer Eric has suddenly found some singing pipes. Backhanded towards the goal. A scrum for it in front. Puck pops over into the far corner. Sasek got it up to the blue line a couple times. They dive out after it. O'Leary kicks it and gains it in the corner. Back to the point. Rister off the blocker. That had some pepper behind it. Dawson steps up. He's able to sauce one around as the Saints are trying to complete a line change. 10:45 to go in the period. And Sprott able to throw the shoulder. Physicality galore here in this second period. Referee letting them play. Argyropoulos dumps it in after she shakes off the cobweb. She's the one that took that hit. She'll stay out on the ice. She was initially going to go off on a change. Instead, Cooper does. Argyropoulos has to come back and help. Stelzer got to stick to it. Argyropoulos got it up to the blue line, and now here's Poisson. Almost made the steal. Ortiz was able to regain it. Gerwitz will hold the zone now. Now Gerwitz with a shot, and that's into the glove. Pretty much halfway through this contest, 2-1 is your score. Maryville got 2 goals from Ellie Rutherford in the first period, and then Scram scored at 5:26 here in the second to put things in doubt. Nobody takes control off the faceoff. Poisson ends up with it. Centering pass through the wickets of Kallhammer. Delayed offsides. Poisson comes back, touches up. 9:45 to go in the period. Lakers pass around Rutherford. Gerwitz has it back in her own zone. Up at the attacking blue line. Little space here on the near wing for St. Louis. Tried to center for Rutherford. She had her stick outstretched, but the pass was just a bit too far. Kallhammer, who's trying to get off the ice. He's a little bit fatigued, but now she's able to get away. St. Louis brings it in, twisted and turning. Loose puck along the near boards. A bouncer fluttering, and it's back at center under possession of the Saints. They try to dump and chase. Went off the stick. Now here's St. Louis. Shot. Oh, the puck went in behind the goaltender. It nibbled off the blocker, but it just would not go for Maud St. Louis. Another fluttering puck right along the line, held in. Delayed penalty. Saints have it. Mora spins, shoots, save. Maryville will be heading to the power play. I believe it was a slashing call. So now we'll see whether or not the special teams battle will be won by the Saints on the power play. Abby Rubsum into the sin bin. 8:44 to go in the period. Saints with an opportunity to regain their 2-goal lead on the man advantage. They go quickly with the passing, centering for O'Leary. She couldn't get the shot off. Her stick was held just enough. Here's Rutherford. Scrapes it back from the circle. Gerwitz with a shot off the shoulder. Good save made by Hunley. Sticks galore in this corner battle. Rutherford's able to come away with it. Here's Gerwitz with a wrister again. That's knocked down. She's got to get a good stick to that. Otherwise, it would have been an odd man rush the other way. Rutherford dumps it off the end wall. They put it into the mixer. Oh, somehow that stayed out. I don't think it got in on net, but I didn't see a defender's stick in there either. One way or the other, the Saints are kept off the board. 65 seconds left on their power play. They're trying to dig it off that end wall. Time's a wasted. Under a minute to go on the power play. Rutherford from the half wall. Here's Gerwitz to the circle. She shoots, and that's knocked away. Gerwitz on around. This top power play unit still out there. Gerwitz carries all the way around to the circle again. Cuts it back across the green, but misses. Rutherford will hold. Up the wall for O'Leary into the high slot. Her shot was knocked away, and the Lakers will clear. Gerwitz back to pick it up with Scram right on her. Now she plays it almost off the wall. Second attempt gives it away to Sasek. Duncan kind of poked at it. Comes over here to the near boards. O'Brien will skate it up. Rutherford is trying to get off. Gerwitz, she's gassed. Now they cut it to the middle. Just too many sticks in the way. Toole left it for Dawson along the half wall. That was O'Brien. And again, the Saints cannot hold. Back to 5-on-5 action, so both teams are 0 for 1 with the power play. Saints had a couple looks. They just couldn't really get the offensive flow going. Credit to Grand Valley for some solid defending. Lakers get it on around. Shot from the right point was blocked, and that goes up into the netting. And the clock stops with 6:12 to go. Saints holding on to a 1-goal lead. Deflected around a couple times. Hunley ends up covering it up as it came too close for comfort off the draw. Saints take it off the faceoff. Here's Stelzer trying to scoop it through the wickets. Got it towards net. 24th shot on goal. That one will not be the 25th as it was blocked. Now here's Dawson. She sends one wide, hard off the end boards. Stepping up to keep it alive along the far side. Lakers have it in behind their own goal. Hancock was turned around. Shot in by Cooper. That bounces into the corner. They try to send it to the right side point. Second opportunity. Now another shot blocked. Centering pass from Argyropoulos. Didn't find its intended target. Hancock will clear. That one was rolling in towards Duncan, but not close enough. She couldn't cover it. Stelzer got a stick to that one. That's probably beneficial for Maryville, as it likely avoided an icing call. Gebick comes into the zone. Sprott with the hammer. That one was taken down by the defender. Now here's Poisson. Numbers favor the Saints. Rutherford charging towards the goal, and the pass fluttered off the stick of Poisson. She is definitely frustrated. She got perfect height on that, but it just didn't come cleanly off the twig. 4:51 to go here in the middle frame. Kelso fans, second attempt, gets it up to the circle. Poisson trying to muscle off the defender. Rutherford will catch up to it in the corner, trying to get it back to the point. Kelso just dumps it back in. Rutherford cutting in into the middle. She was looking for Kallhammer. Gerwitz with the poke check. A fave. Put herself offside by awkwardly going into the bench. Now Poisson from the corner. Good little poke check to dispossess her. Kelso from the left side, point, shoots, and that goes into the far corner. Off the skate of St. Louis to the wall. Out to center. That one handcuffed Kelso. Rubson will bring it in. On the back check, Kelso was able to take that puck away. Leaves it for Gerwitz. Slams one off the defender. Now here comes St. Louis from the circle. She wants to take the wrister, puts it into the mixer, and that was out of the reach of Brooks. From the point, shot deflected away. St. Louis to Brooks and back. Scram got a piece of it for a moment. Sticked away by the goaltender after it was chopped in towards the crease. Saints get it to the circle. St. Louis was calling for it. She's frustrated that that pass never came. Morris takes down the player for Grand Valley. No penalty there. Brooks in the corner. Reverses away from the pressure. Centering as they had Toole cut into the middle. But again, that middle is just too clogged. Toole comes in. I mean, this is... This is rather impressive that we've talked about it on various broadcasts this year that I've never quite understood. I mean, I get it, it's a safety factor, but why they don't let the women play the same style as the men in terms of contact. But it's pretty dang close here this evening as this referee has really let things go. And to his credit, he's called everything pretty evenly. There's only been one penalty handed out, or one power play handed out for each team. There were matching minors. So 2 penalties for each side. Rutherford taps one down low. O'Leary couldn't find the handle. Came awkwardly off of the toe of her skate. Kallhammer's out on the ice. That forms that top line for the Saints. 1:55 to go here in the period. Kallhammer with the puck. Rutherford set up, and the defender was able to hold her back from getting a shot away. Here's Sprott. She has stepped into, and again, the arm stays down. The whistle comes, but it's for an offside call. Sprott comes over. She wants to know why there's no power play coming. The referee just gives his explanation. It still didn't sit well with the center for Grand Valley. Sprott gives a little bit of a slash there to St. Louis. Morris takes it into the high slot, lost control. Sasek gives it over to Hancock. She tried to flop one in on the near wing. Kelso got it initially. Hancock recovers, looking for Sprott in the middle. Schultz will hold the zone. Ortiz is set up. Instead, the shot came, and that's sticked away by Duncan. popped out by the Saints. St. Louis will catch up to it, and she is rubbed into the boards. Trying to make her a part of that Annie Guns logo on the far side. Under a minute to go. Sasek in a tussle with St. Louis. Brooks is there as well. Kerwitz can't hold it in. On the back check, Saints are able to get it up the boards. Slamming on the brakes was Brennan. Back the other way it goes with Sasek. Saints get it out to center. 25 seconds left. Ortiz can't get it past the red line. St. Louis comes in, puts on some pressure. St. Louis drags it around the defender. Backhander from O'Leary. That's turned away, hit off the blocker. 12 seconds left in the period. Lakers trying to just kill this one off. O'Leary kicks it, skate looking to get it to the stick. Brennan is there as well, but Lefebvre wins that battle. 40 minutes are in the books. The Saints still have the lead, but it's a little more precarious than it was after the first period. We'll talk a little bit about it coming up in your intermission report. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used, and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaefer and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaefer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaefer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
Red Brick Roofing, wherever you live, from Bridgeton to Baldwin, Brentwood to Kirkwood, St. Anne to St. Charles, wherever you live. Hazelwood to Maplewood, the name you know. Red Brick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof, or a whole new roof. Red Brick Roofing.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
Live out your dreams, man.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy, at Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Hogan Trucking, comprehensive transportation, straightforward solutions.
And welcome into the Hogan Trucking Intermission Report. After 40 minutes of play, the Saints still hold the lead, but it's a little slimmer this time around as it's 2-1 after the second period. Once again, Ellie Rutherford with the 2 goals in the first period, giving the Saints a seemingly commanding lead, but sometimes they say a 2-goal lead is the worst in hockey because 1 goal the other way can swing momentum, and we saw a little bit of that in that second period for the Lakers because they managed to get a little bit off of very little overall because they only ended up with a total of 6 shots in that second period. Now they have a total of 17, but considering that they had 11 after the first period, they didn't have a ton of offense in that second period. But as long as you put one in the back of the net, that's all that matters from the Lakers' perspective. And now it all comes down to that final 20 minutes of regulation. And if they can sneak another one past Sawyer Duncan, then all of a sudden you force overtime, and who knows what happens with the end result after that. But it wasn't for lack of chances for Maryville either, for their point of view, as they had 16 shots on goal in that period alone. They just couldn't really hit the back of the net. They were trying to get perhaps a little too cute, a lot of centering passes, a lot of trying to get that puck into the mixer. And those are the things that you really kind of want to do, but when it's not really working, sometimes you have to just get the puck to the net, perhaps a little bit from the sides, try to crash the net, as we saw with Ellie Rutherford on that second goal. So they're going to need a little bit more of that in the third period if they want to regain that 2-goal lead and perhaps have a little bit more of a comfortable end to this game as they hope to pick up their 4th victory of the year. As I mentioned, it was just the 1 goal for the Lakers. Again, that came at 5:26 as Scram ended up beating Duncan on that short side. She was able to get it from the circle here, and that one actually went on the blocker side. So that's actually a very good shot now that I see it on the replay. Seeing it live, it looked like she was able to just sneak that in, but cutting it across the grain and beating Duncan on the blocker side, that's a well-placed shot. Now, obviously, as a goaltender, they're going to tell you that Duncan would like to have that one back. You don't want to get beat underneath the blocker when the angle doesn't favor that kind of shot. But in the end, you just kind of have to tip your cap. That was a pretty good shot in the end by Scram to get the Lakers on the board. So everything to play for here for both teams in the final 20 minutes of regulation. We'll see whether or not the Lakers can tie things up or whether or not the Saints can skate on to victory. That'll wrap up your Hogan Trucking Intermission Report. When we come back, we'll have your third period of action right here from the Maryville University Center and on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
there's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33? Sounds up, old man. Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center as we prepare for third period action between Grand Valley Lakers and your Maryville Saints. Saints looking for their fourth win of the year. Lakers looking for win number 1 on the season. They are 0-6 coming into this evening's contest. And they have been up against it all season long. They've had a couple close losses, but in the end, their lack of bench depth has usually cost them. We'll see whether or not that continues to be the case here tonight. Again, they're coming off a 5-1 loss to McHenry last night. Saints have been unable to take control of this one thus far. Rutherford again sitting on a potential hat trick as McGowan slaps one right into Sprott. She's trying to shake that off. Now the centering pass, blocker saved by Hunley as she keeps Kallhammer off the board. Saints trying to pick up their first win since October the 8th when they defeated Minot by a score of 2-1. They've had some close games, obviously, since then. A 4-3 loss to Jamestown on October 9th. They only lost 2-0 to Miami last Saturday. And then that 3-3 tie on Sunday. But you want to feel good about yourself after the 60 minutes are up and get a victory. Penalty upcoming. Looks like the Lakers are going to be going into the box. Or on the power play, I should say. Maryville will be taking the penalty as Rutherford will be called for the trip. The trip must have happened pretty early in that play because Rutherford was basically on top of her opponent. It looked like a wrestling match. Amateur wrestling, that is. You have to take the prone position. Lakers win the face-off as they look to tie things up. Rubson with a shot. That's off the shin pad of a Maryville player and back over here to the near board. Scram sends it across the ice. Ortiz with a slap shot. Duncan makes the initial save. Gerwitz couldn't corral the rebound. McCollum sends it to Ortiz. Rubson just outside the circle. Slap shot wide. Ortiz will hold his own as she picks it up on the half wall. Rubson straightaway point. Struggled to find the handle. Regains. Cross ice pass cut out by O'Brien. She'll catch up to it in the corner. Sends it up the boards. Fortuitous bounce down the ice. And fresh penalty killers for the Saints. 1:15 left in the power play. Grand Valley is 0 for 1. Callhammer dig it in. Brennan is there as well. She had to sidestep Ortiz. Her cross ice pass was off the mark. Second attempt for Gerwitz. Gets this one a little deeper. Under a minute to go in the power play. Grand Valley setting it up from their own zone. Exit pass, looking for Sprott. Gerwitz was able to step in front. Lefebvre takes the slash across the stick. Regains the puck. Again, you can argue whether or not that should be a penalty, but the referee has been very consistent in his non-calls. Slap shot from Schultz on the one-timer. Kind of rolled on her, so she didn't get too much behind it to steer it on target. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Allie Rutherford. She stands up, ready to come out of the box. 5 seconds until she can do that. Dawson catches up to it, slams it off the end boards. No icing as it's ticked off a body on the way through, and we're back to 5-on-5. O'Brien is out, plays it off the back of the cage. Rutherford takes it off, wraparound attempt. She tries to stuff it in, and getting a right pad to it was Hunley. Fantastic save from the Grand Valley goaltender. She was able to slam the brakes and reach that right pad back out the other way to keep Rutherford from having the Hats onto the ice. Although I say that, and they couldn't get Hats on the ice anyway because of the netting. It's still good as a concept, though. Saints win the draw. Here's McGowan with a shot. That one was turned away. Dawson keeps it alive. Morris down low. Reverses to St. Louis. She tried a centering pass. Goaltender's paddle was out, but the defender got a piece of it. McGowan pushes it into the corner. St. Louis is twisted around. She's smushed up against the glass. Can't free her stick. Puck squirts loose. Centered for Morris. She couldn't get the shot away. Dawson with a great hold in. Jabbed forward by St. Louis, and now they leave it for Brooks. Space in here for the Saints. Centering pass for Morris. She shovels it in, and it's a big save made. Brooks into the open net. She panned on the shot. The puck loose along the far side. Lakers have control, and they get it over the blue line. Oh, baby, furious action there for the Saints. And somehow they come out empty-handed. Now the shot from Rutherford right into the belly of the goaltender. And you really like to see that from the Saints offense. They're trying to set up Rutherford, but they're not going out of their way to do so. You'd love a teammate to get a hat trick. She would obviously love to get it as well. But you don't want to force it. You see that even as high as the NHL. Sometimes they know that somebody's sitting on a hat trick, and they absolutely force everything to that player to the detriment of the offense. The Saints have not done that thus far. They're looking for Rutherford. They know when she's there, but they're not trying to give up a scoring opportunity just to get the puck to her. Collision here on the near side. Callhammer takes a spill. Lakers clear it. Toole gets it back at her own blue line. Poisson brings it in, but she's all by herself as the Saints are rolling a line change. Poisson Got a little bit of a slew foot, not intentional. As the defender awkwardly went into the backside of Poissan's leg. Luckily, both of them are all right because that could have been very awkward. Here comes Brennan right up the gut. Tries to stick handle through one. Poke check from Braschwitz. Separated man from puck. Now O'Leary with a one-timer. That one turned aside. Gerwitz gave it over to Brennan. Lakers got it up to the line, but no further. O'Leary scoops it around as it's angled over to the far side half wall. O'Brien tried to bring it on back. Now here's Gerwitz from the high slot. Her shot was blocked, rebounded off the end wall, and Hunley will cover with 14:08 to go in the period. Now off the draw, Braschwitz shuffleboards it up towards the blue line. On the back check, Argyropoulos takes control for Maryville. 6 minutes played, and here come the Saints. Good step up defending by the Lakers. Second opportunity. St. Louis with a shot. A high save made by Hunley. St. Louis gets the puck again. Argyropoulos was there as well, but her stick was lifted. A flapper over to the far wing. Here come the Lakers, and a good poke check on the backside. Saints head off onto the attack. Stelzer had her pocket picked. The fave comes in. Return the favor. Why not? Stelzer steps up, and now it's a 3-on-1. St. Louis in with Stelzer. She's got Brooks getting to the goal. She goes for the shot. The rebound, score! Paige Stelzer pops one in past the goaltender, and it is 3-1 Saints. Stelzer at 6:49 of the third period. It's been tough sledding for her thus far this year. So good to see her get on the board here this evening. Perhaps that'll get her rolling a little bit. Off the end boards from McGowan. She took a stick up high as Scram came around the net. Kind of caught her along the shoulder. Little flipper up into the bench. We'll have a face-off in the neutral zone. Or perhaps they're going to bring it back into the Grand Valley zone. I guess they're going to say that they were on the wrong side of the blue line there. 12:38 to go here in the third period. Stelzer has made it a 2-goal lead. Late line change from Coach Lang. He is watching the game from the turnbuckle. And that's what I call that little pad anyway, over near the corner of the bench. Now he takes a more traditional spot in behind. Lakers chase it down as Rubsum puts it into the middle, and a big pad save made by Duncan on the backhand chance coming from Schultz. Back the other way we go. Poisson trying to chase it down. And she was unsuccessful in getting the edge, so they call it icing. Saints up by 2. They lead the shots 33-18. But the game is still pretty close. All it takes is one from Grand Valley. And then people are chewing the fingernails once again. The fave into the face-off circle for Grand Valley. Fresh off the bench. It is Brennan for the Saints. Sasek gets control. Braschwitz Forwarded into the corner. Sasek with a shot. That was tipped up and over the goal. And it hops over the stick of Braschwitz and exits the zone. Callhammer's got some speed, but she didn't have the step. Braschwitz was able to get there first. 11:40 to go in the period. Kicked away from O'Brien. They try to get it down low to Brennan. Instead, it was picked up by Grand Valley. Intercepted by O'Leary on the way through. Now here's Brennan with a shot. Glove save. Puck may have rolled on Brennan just a little bit because it kind of flopped on goal instead of getting some good power in behind that. But a scoring opportunity nevertheless for Maryville. Off the draw, Argyropoulos took it back. Stelzer has it. As it pinballed back and forth, the Lakers were able to get it out to center. Rubson had her stick lifted. Saints get it into the offensive zone. Ortiz comes back. Argyropoulos takes it away from the corner. Stelzer kicks at it. Had it caught up in her paraphernalia there for a moment. Lakers trying to send it out. Cowan up the boards for Rubson. Good pinch from Cooper. This one rolling, twisting up towards the line, but not out yet. Kelsel takes it off the wall. Slaps it down low. Cooper has to come over and pick it up as that didn't have enough on it to get to her. 10:30 to go here in the period. Kerwitz to the corner. Argyropoulos tried to blind pass into the middle, hit the skate of the defender. Kerwitz all the way back in her own zone. Lakers will ice it. They were trying to get off. McAllen basically desperate to get off the ice. Referee says, no, you got to stay out here a little bit longer. .10:05 to go here in the third period. Centering pass. They were looking for Morris. It was just enough behind her that she couldn't release that shot. Kelso brings it in. Morris will chase it down into the corner. Got there first, but in avoiding the hit, lost control of the puck. Back out to center. Good step up there from McGowan, and she's going to go to the penalty box. Now that's the first time I think that. Yeah, that's not a good call from the referee. He's calling interference. The puck was right there. And again, in other games this season, I can understand that being called, but the way that this game has been officiated to this point, that's more the complaint, I feel. Coach Lang wants an explanation. Morgan McGowan just kind of standing in the box in disbelief. She still doesn't really even know what she did wrong. Interference is the call, though, so Grand Valley with an opportunity to climb back into this one if they can get a power play goal here. Saints penalty kill has been good through two thus far. See if they can make it 3 for 3. Off the draw, Grand Valley wins it again. Sasek lines up the shot, tried to go glove side and put a little too much on it. Sprott walks the line a couple strides, hard slap shot off the glass. Big collision. Cooper doesn't win it initially, and the Saints don't clear. Sasek, a little too cute with the stick handling. Lefebvre drops it off. Broshwitz dusts it off. Sprott straight away, walks to the left. LaFave on the far circle. A slapper and a blocker save, and the Saints clear. Fresh penalty killers now for Maryville. The only one that stayed out there, I believe, was Emily Toole. Or perhaps she was the first one off the bench. Nope, now she goes off on a change. I was correct the first time. They always say trust your intuition. I just doubted myself a little bit. So offside on the pass out of their zone. That's going to bring it all the way back into the Lakers' end. And they actually called a penalty on that play as well. So into the box goes Kaylee Sasek. So that'll even things up. 4-on-4 for a minute 14. And then there will be an abbreviated power play for Maryville. Saints looked very good offensively the last time it was 4-on-4. Can't find the handle right now, though. Skating it up is Ortiz. Drags it over here to the near side. Good little sweep stick check from Gurwitz. She takes the pass from her teammate, skates up to the line, and passes across the red one. Kelsel eating up space and time. Tried to lob one to Brennan, but that one went off a stick and became too hot to handle. Great play there to spin around and get a stick to it by Kelsel. Numbers favor the Saints as the Lakers were trying to change. LaFave returns the favor as she denies the zone entry for O'Leary, excuse me. I'm good for one of those a game, too. O'Leary and O'Brien. Don't look anything alike, but just because they have that Irish name seems to throw me for a loop. Fresh off the bench as the Saints have a 40-second power play. Here comes Poisson. She's got St. Louis open in the middle. She carries all the way around. Leaves it in the corner. St. Louis over Dawson. And that shot was blocked into the corner. Poisson from the hash marks. Dawson to Rutherford. Cross ice, and Poisson couldn't find the net. A backhand chance, they're whacking at it. Hundley comes over. She's able to cover it long enough to gain the whistle. The net was dislodged as well. But Sydney Poisson cannot buy a goal here on home ice the last couple weeks. Only 2 for her on the season. It's just been kind of a slow start for one of the Saints' leading scorers over the last season or so. You figured that she's going to get things rolling eventually. Somewhat similar to another winger here in the St. Louis area, Vladimir Tarasenko. The goals come in spurts for Sydney Poisson, as the Lakers coach wants an explanation of what's going on. 10 seconds left in the Maryville power play. Poisson takes it off the wall. Gurwitz has it. Shot, made it all the way through. That goes off the pillow. That'll do it. Off the bench, and Gurwitz cut off the passing lane. Sends one in towards goal. Why not? Hundley had to make a save. Gurwitz will do it again. Stick save this time. Test that goaltender down low. Maybe he'll sneak one through. You never know. Linesman says that stayed in the zone. Doesn't matter on the next opportunity the Lakers cleared over. Kallheimer got it into the zone. Lakers clear it. Now here comes Rubsum. She's got a little bit of space. She comes in on Gurwitz. Never got the shot away. Great defensive effort there for Maryville to not take a penalty. Scram comes around. She turns on the afterburners. In the high slot. Shot was blocked off a skate. 5:45 to go in the period. 2-goal lead for Maryville. Puck squirts loose from the corner. Saints will take it. Callhammer skates up. She took the pass from O'Brien. O'Brien goes off on a change. Callhammer slows it up, looking for support. Lost control of it. Graham couldn't hold it for the Lakers. Morris lifts the stick. In comes St. Louis, and offside due to that collision over on the far boards. .5:15 left to go here in the third. Once again, these two teams will do it all over again tomorrow afternoon. As of right now, puck drop scheduled for 3:15, although there has been word that that might change. If it does change, it should be a little bit earlier, but we will wait and see. As of right now, we'll just go with the official start time of 3:15. Stay tuned to Maryville Saints social networks for further updates on that. Everybody touches up on the delayed offside. Dawson forgot about the puck as she crossed the blue line. McCallum comes back in on the backhand, and Duncan made the save. McCallum is shaken up now, kind of holding her left wrist. She's tried to get up. Now she'll just head off to the bench. She's definitely shaken up. Couldn't even grab her stick on the way off, but as she gets to the bench, seems to be all right. Definitely went awkwardly into the boards. So you hope for her sake that it's not a wrist or even an ankle injury. Anytime you collide with the boards, you always worry about those first joints that are going to hit it. So oftentimes you got to worry about wrists and ankles, occasionally an elbow. But she seems to be all right over on the bench, taking some water now, just kind of settling in and behind everybody. Just let the sting out of that. 3:50 to go here in the period, perhaps the game. Sprott tried to put it into the middle. She's going to take a penalty, I should say. And then Toole giving her a few words afterwards. A quick shot in from the far side as Brooks is looking to sneak one through. Maryville will have their second full power play, third overall of the game coming up. Saints have really poured on the offense here. Despite getting 2 goals in the first, it came off 9 shots. They have really peppered the goaltender ever since. 16 shots in the second period. They're up to 15 here in the third, and there's still about 3.5 to go. Lefebvre with a poke, trying to get it in shorthanded. Kerwitz had to come back and clean up the spilled milk. Cross ice, that was actually intercepted by St. Louis. I think that was intended for Rutherford on the far side. Now Rutherford goes down to one knee, puts it across, looking for Poisson. She is denied on the doorstep. Got it on target this time, but Hundley was right there. Kerwitz will hold it in, walks the line, comes straight away, goes back to the circle. Poisson is there. Down to the corner for St. Louis. Centering pass. They were looking for Rutherford on the back door. Kerwitz with a great hold. Fantastic stick placement. She'll take a looping shot. O'Leary carries on around, trying to stuff on the wraparound. Tries to spike it in front. Broschwitz fanned on it mostly. Kerwitz gets it from St. Louis. She goes to the circle. Rutherford is there. That's actually O'Leary. Kerwitz with a shot turned away by the pad. 38 seconds left in the power play. O'Leary steps up. All the way to Gerwitz. Slap shot deflected just wide. Schultz off the dashers. Skate save made by Gerwitz. Puts another one in front, and Hunley is able to cover up after an initial rebound was there. .18 seconds left on the power play. Toole filtered through. Eventually it's with Dawson. Toole on the near circle. She's got a shooting lane. Tried to go block her side, but Hunley was able to push off the pad and put it more in the body. Now Dawson from the point. Whip shot. That's blocked. Morris catches up to it. We're back to full strength. They'll flip her over into the near side corner. Ortiz sweeps it back. Toole steps up, gets a piece of it. O'Brien, Morris with a deflection, and again it goes wide. Sasic, who's come out of the box. Morris goes down, shot from the far circle, denied. Rebound chance, Hunley, another save. She is under siege, but as we have seen throughout the past few weeks, both on the women's and the men's side, the visitors have come to play in terms of the goaltenders. A lot of great goaltending performances have happened here over the last month or so at the Maryville University Hockey Center. Kallhammer actually would have been wiser to let that go because tapping it to Gerwitz put it out of its initial trajectory. Sasic gets it up the line. Rutherford spins her around. It's still in the zone, so Maryville's onside, but they don't have possession. Kallhammer intercepts at center. Poisson skates around. Takes it around one defender. Taps it around the second. Tracks to it in the corner, but Sasic hits it away. Here's a wrister from Gerwitz off the right pad. 25 seconds left. Saints going to have their fourth victory of the year unless something crazy happens. Here's Sasic trying to dance around Gerwitz. She's having none of that. The captain sends it up the line. Kallhammer gets it. Brennan sweeps it out. 5 seconds left. Flipped in. The fans are on their feet and they cheer the Saints on as they pick up victory number 4. Maryville will improve to 4-3-2. Stelzer gets the game winner. That came at 6:49 of the third period. And the Saints win by a final of 3-1. We'll take a break. When we come back, I'll give you the final thoughts on this contest, and we'll look ahead to tomorrow's game as well. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Hello, America. This is a message for the brave people who want to get a degree online on top of all the other things going on in their lives. The higher education system is broken. 75% of Americans say it's easier to succeed with a degree, but only 25% think the education system is fine the way it is. Something's not right. Here at Maryville University, we've been bravely disrupting the higher education system for nearly 150 years by putting students first, not the other way around. And now we're bringing it online. We believe education is not just about earning a degree, but about pursuing and achieving your dreams. That's why we develop programs in partnership with the businesses that will employ the leaders of tomorrow. The future belongs to the brave. Let's be brave together. Be brave and learn more now at maryville.edu/online. Hello, America. This is a
And welcome back one final time to the Maryville Saints Hockey Network post-game show. Todd Panula along with you here as I give you the final rundown of this exciting 3-1 win for your Maryville Saints over Grand Valley. It started off with an incredible first period for Ellie Rutherford as she ended up with 2 goals on the night. They were unable to get her the hat trick goal, but ultimately when you get the victory, you'll take those 2 goals, put them in your back pocket. She's now got 6 on the year. It was a great first period for her. She scored that first goal on a nice rebound attempt as they were able to slot it back to her in the slot. She was able to bang that one home. Second one, very similar. This one came off of a Sydney Poisson shot that came hard off the pad. Rutherford was there to collect the spare change and put that in for a 2-0 lead. Those goals came at 8:07 and 14:35 respectively. But not to be outdone, Grand Valley made a little bit out of even less, as I mentioned during that intermission. Scram would score at 5:26 to make it a 2-0 lead, a 2-1 lead all of a sudden after that goal. And they did it on just 6 shots in that second period. So Grand Valley didn't have a lot of chances on goal, but as long as you cash in on one of them, you put a little bit of fear into the home team, and that's what they wanted to do after 40 minutes of play. They would have liked to have gotten an equalizer. That was not to be had. So they skated into the third period with a lot to play for as they were still trying to pick up their first win of the season. But Maryville was having none of that. They came out hard in the second period. They had 16 shots on goal just in the second period alone for a second period total of 25. They ended up with 45 shots on goal after this one is all said and done. So 20 third period shots. They were denied with some spectacular goaltending by Hunley as she was able to make some big saves to give her team every chance to try to win this game. But they just didn't have enough offense. Only 5 shots on goal in this third period for Grand Valley for a final total of 22. They only get the 1 goal that came there in the second period, and the icing on the cake came by a goal by Paige Seltzer as she was able to bang one in at 6:49 to put it to our final score of 3-1. So a fantastic performance by Maryville overall. They really kind of covered all facets of the game in this contest. They got the special teams done in terms of getting that penalty kill. They looked pretty solid on their power play. Obviously, they will be disappointed not to get a goal on the man advantage, but they were at least possessing the puck, moving it around, keeping the defensive team, the defensive unit in the zone. There weren't a whole lot of clearances for Grand Valley during those 6 minutes of power play time. A little bit less, actually. I forgot that middle power play was an abbreviated one. But overall, defensively, Maryville looked very good. They only allowed 22 shots on their goaltender. Occasionally, there was a big save that needed to be made from Sawyer Duncan, but in the grand scheme of 60 minutes, she didn't have a ton of work to do. And offensively, obviously, an excellent night when you can get 45 shots on goal, put 3 in the back of the net, and say that you should have had a lot more if not for another sparkling defensive effort and goaltending effort from the visiting team here tonight. So that'll pretty much wrap it up for our final thoughts on this one. Tune in tomorrow in the afternoon. And again, right now it is scheduled for a 3:15 puck drop. Stay tuned to the Maryville Saints social networks. We will give you any updates if that puck drop is moved up or back or what have you. It could be any time in the afternoon, but we hope to see you either here at the Maryville University Hockey Center for that game or right here on our YouTube channel. For everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, we thank you for watching. I thank Eric for making us look good here behind the scenes. Until the next time, I've been Todd Panula. Good evening, Saints fans.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network thanks you for watching this presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.